All right, thank you for staying with Daybreak. Let's take a look at what's happening, because from today, Nairobi Motorist will pay 400 shillings for parking in the Central Business District. The charges will also affect motorists who are parking along the Kijabe Street area. Motorists have been paying 200 shillings daily parking charges in the city center, but the charges have now been reviewed to 400 shillings, taking effect from today after the Nairobi County Finance Bill 2019 became law. And Kimani Mbugwe is joining us from the CBD, I believe. Kimani, what is the reaction of the people to these latest charges? And is there a difference in the parking areas? Are they full now? Are there fewer vehicles? What's happening? What's the situation like?
Yes, actually, Trevor, you just said is there a difference between the parking yesterday and today? Yes, there is. In fact, where we're standing right now at Kenyatta Avenue, just next to the Shell here, this space is usually full by now. It's very hard for you to get parking, but now you can see there are very many slots free here around. I can count about 4 behind and about 4 in front of me, as you can see. As I've noticed there's generally few motorists who are parking around this area. You can see this. By now, you probably have a few people who have parked here. There are people who work everywhere in the CBD, so it's very hard for you to get parking. Yes, the county is trying to raise money, and so they decided, you know what, we're going to charge you guys more for parking because they need to raise more. They raise about 10 billion every year from parking fees. They want to make that into double so that they can get money to do other things. And now motorists are reacting to that, and they're gonna be like, okay, we do not have to park in town if you increase the parking charges. This is a free spot. I want to speak to a gentleman over here who's still in his car. His name is Nicholas. I just met him now. Let's speak to him and hear what are his thoughts about this. Nicholas, what do you think about the new parking charges? Have you paid parking? Are you planning to pay parking?
Okay, I'm planning to pay. I haven't paid yet, but I think it's so unfair, considering we don't see value of our money. We have drainage is poor in our city. We've seen potholes in the middle of city center. So it's so unfair for our government.
So you're saying if they have to charge us more for parking, then we have to see what they're doing with the money they're charging us?
Yeah, that's what I would say.
So how often do you come to the CBD?
I would say frequent. Yeah.
So are you going to be coming with your car to the CBD if parking is 400 from 200, Bob?
I think with the economy hardship, I think I'll have to reconsider that. Yeah.
Okay, so what's your trick? What's your trick to evade paying parking?
Maybe I would be parking outskirts of town now. Maybe you can park outskirts. So
you park in the outskirts and then come to town, maybe take a Matatu to town and then you go back?
Exactly.
All right, thanks, Nicholas. All right, that's Nicholas. He's given us his thoughts about that. He says if they charge us more, then they will have to show us what they're doing with our money. We don't need potholes. We need the drainage to be fixed, like what you guys saw there in Upper Hill. Let me try and see this gentleman. I haven't spoken to him, but he's parked. Let's find out if he's paid his parking and what he thinks about the new parking charges. Niaje, would you please kindly speak to us? My name is Kimani from Citizen. We are trying to find out kama umelipa parking. They have increased parking from 200 to 400 shillings. Mike Sonko tweeted this morning, akasema lazima tulipe 400 bob. What do you think? Is it? Are you okay with it? Are you okay with paying the 400 shillings?
No. Because huyu Mike Sonko wakati alikuja, yeye ndiye alireduce hiyo parking mpaka 200. I think ilikuwa ile wakati wa siasa, anataka kufurahisha wananchi kuwa anaweza fanyia watu kazi, lakini sasa amelia rais, pesa amepoteza ni mingi sana.
So unasema ame realize hiyo story ainge work, so aka change tu.
Ilikuwa ile wakati anataka kufurahisha, sababu alikuwa anapiga kidero vita sana, sababu huyo Mike Sonko nakumbuka vizuri wakati Kidera aliongeza kutoka 150 to 300, alipinga hiyo sana. Kwa nini yeye aongeza kutoka 200 to 400? Kwani amesahau aje? Kwa hivyo mimi silipi parking, mimi ni kuchiondoa na kaa tu hapa hivi, ikifika masaa ya kanjo mimi naama.
Kanjo akikam through wewe unaisha.
Masaa yake sinajua. Before saa 4 mimi naenda.
So wewe park town mara ngapi hivi?
Mimi normally ni kasi ya taxi. Kwa hivyo siwezi lipa hiyo ni parking. Mimi ni kuja na kutoka. Kwa hivyo siwezi kulipa hiyo nini.
So wewe na Kanjo lazima muangaliane hivi. Wakikuja unaishia.
Hakuna kurara. Ni kupimana sana. Masaa ya saa 4 nimeenda.
Haya, asante sana. And your name is?
Evans.
Thanks, Evans. That is Evans. He's a taxi driver. He parks in town. He says he's not going to pay that parking. When the Kanjo comes, he's going to just, leave because they usually come at around 9, 10 a.m. That's when they come with their clamps. They want to clamp down cars. And you can see the parking. There's a lot of free parking spaces here. Oh, you want to speak to us? Niaje? Oh, kuja wongea na sisi. We are live on air. This gentleman over here, he's a celebrity. He's famous. You're famous, bro. Tell us. Umelipa parking kwanza? Have you paid parking?
Mimi nimeiba parking. Ndio nipige simu.
So la Kanjo wakikam through.
Umesikia engine ina run? Ndio niko tayari. I'm ready.
Uko on reverse gear. Kuchomoka. Anyway, what do you think about the increase from 200 bob to 400 bob? Is it reasonable?
I get the logic that they're saying, they want to decongest the city, but things are tough now, bana. Guys don't have money, The average mwananchi, most of the guys parking in Tao, you're parking for business, and businesses are not making money. So by the time you have to ongeza someone an extra 200 per day, I mean, that's. I think that there should be another way they can angalia so that also the common mwananchi is not getting hurt.
So how often do you come to the CBD?
I'd say at least maybe 3 times a week.
3 times a week. So are you planning to come 3 times a week? What's your trick to avoid the 400?
Kupanga mambo yangu outside town.
No more meetings in town.
No more meetings in town. Ama kama ni town, take an Uber. Ama boda. Niwache hapo ni tembe.
Unatembea. Biabiri lazima yokolewe.
All
right, tell guys your name for those people who have seen you on TV but then they don't know your name.
Justin Karanguru is my name. Na niko na jaja.
Justin Karanguru, akona charger. Thank you, man. All right. Yes, that is Justin Karanguru. He's his car is actually on rev. He's ready to avoid Kanjo. Let me show you guys. It's a very huge parking area. Nelson, can we go there? Show them. There's a lot of empty spaces in this parking slot here next to Kenyatta Avenue. Let me just walk you guys through it. It's not hard to do. We can do this. Nelson is fit enough to walk with me as we walk. Pedestrians don't have any problems unless you have to park your body. So that's the fun part of it. You don't have to pay for parking for your body. So this is the parking lot. It's huge. It's a huge one here next to Barclays Plaza on Kenyatta Avenue. So let me show you. Usually by this time, it's very hard for you to get parking, but you come in here and see how it looks. It's very free. In fact, Mike Sonko, on his tweet today, he said that they're going to be arresting parking boys. So the parking boys are the people who, when you come to town and you park your car, they take care of your car. They take care of Kanjo. When Kanjo come, they're going to sort them out, and then you probably don't have to pay the full 200 bob. You can pay them 100 bob, and they'll look after your car. When Kanjo comes, you avoid. Guys, look at this. People who park here, where are they? Where did you guys take your cars? I wonder where all the cars are. So this is it. And so you can see people are trying to avoid to come to town and pay that 400 bob for parking. So it's safe to say that Governor Mike Sonko's administration's decision of increasing the parking fees is quite unpopular. And now, as you know, Kenyans are trying to find ways of trying to evade that. So one of the things I presume people have done is, because parking in the outskirts is cheaper than in town, so you park your car in Westlands, which is 300 bob, and then you come to town. You take a Matatu, and then in the evening, you take a Matatu to Westlands, take your car and leave. So probably that's what people are doing, and maybe that's why we have a very huge empty parking lot here. So that is the situation from the CBD, Trevor, as regards to the increase of parking fees from 200 bob to 400 shillings.
All right.